Hello there, and welcome to the video tutorial on how to use Kana-chan's Read the Hiragana for the iPhone. I'm going to give a quick run through the program so that you can quickly see how to use it to learn how to read the hiragana. The first time we start up the app, we get options to read the help files before we begin, watch this tutorial, or just go straight to learning the kana. Let's go ahead and just jump right in. The app has two basic types of cards, character cards and word cards. This is an example of a character card which introduces a new character for you to learn. Each character will be introduced with a romanized version of its pronunciation, here. By default, the character pronunciation will be played for you when you first see the card, but you can tap this button to hear it again. Below the new hiragana and its pronunciation is a mnemonic story to help you learn the form of this character. Most of the mnemonics are designed to help you use mental visual imagery to create associations between existing knowledge and this new shape that you're trying to learn. We think that this is a far more efficient way to learn these characters than just simple repetition. So when you get a new character card, sit back for a few moments and let the visual image fully develop in your mind. You may want to study with a bit of scratch paper at your side to doodle these images as they're described as a way to help you create a strong mental image that will lock these characters in your head. When you're ready to go on, just swipe the screen in any direction. One thing to note, by the way, is that you can't swipe over the mnemonic story itself so that it can handle scrolling and text selection properly, so please swipe either above it or below it. Now we see the other main type of card, a word card. Word cards display practice words for you to read, using only characters that you've learned so far. When you see a word card, you should try to read it, preferably aloud. If you like, you can also tap this record button to record your answer. When you're ready to see if you got the word right, swipe the card in any direction again to flip it to its backside. The backside of a word card will show the word along with a romanization of its pronunciation, here, and an English translation of the word. Some word cards will also have notes attached to them, and if they do, then this symbol will appear. You can tap it to see additional information, which will usually be something about the word's pronunciation or hiragana usage. Like with the character cards, by default the word will be pronounced for you when you flip the card. If you recorded your answer on the front of the card, your recording will be played immediately after Kanachan's pronunciation so that you can compare the two. You can also tap this play button to hear the recordings again. If you find that you have forgotten the mnemonic for one of the characters in this word, you can just tap on that character to review it. After you've reviewed this card, you need to decide if you read it correctly or not. If you did, then you should tap this correct answer button. If not, then you should tap this incorrect answer button. You will review these cards again later, but the app will keep track of which cards you're having problems with and show you those cards more frequently. Cards that you're getting right will in turn be shown less frequently, and any card that you have gotten right 3 times in a row will be retired from the app so you won't see it again. This is from memory-related research which shows that you're very unlikely to not be able to read a card correctly on a 4th exposure after having gotten it right 3 times in a row, so further review is largely a waste of time. And this app is all about not wasting time and effort. So let's tap the correct button, and now we're presented with a new character. When you first start using the app, you'll be getting new characters pretty frequently, but as you get further in, the pace will slow down as you start to practice and reinforce what you have learned. Again, we'll take a few moments to fix in our minds the image described in the mnemonic, and then swipe the card to move on to another word card. So using the application will mostly be progressing like that through the kana, gradually adding new characters while being sure that we have a good grasp of everything we've learned so far so that we don't get overwhelmed with too much new information. As you've probably noticed, at the bottom of the screen are 4 tabs that take you to different program features. The Reference tab displays a table of all the hiragana. This screen shows the individual kana, and if you swipe the screen or tap on this arrow, you can see a listing of the kana combinations, which you will learn about later as you progress through the app. On these screens, only the buttons for those hiragana that you have seen so far are enabled, so it also acts as a way to visually track your progress. If you tap on one of the enabled buttons, you can review the mnemonic for that card. Down here are a row of buttons that you can use to show different variations of the characters. You can tap this button to display the characters using the Roman alphabet. After you progress through the app a bit, you'll learn about voiced and plosive variations of the kana, and you can view those by tapping these buttons. Don't worry if that doesn't make much sense to you right now. I promise you it will soon. Next, the Stats tab will give you some information about your progress through the app, your study habits, and your accuracy. Everyone is different as to how long it will take to learn the hiragana, your best study patterns, and things like that, but there are 2 generalizations that will apply to almost everyone. First, you should definitely study every day. New information that isn't reviewed soon enough will quickly be forgotten, so skipping a day of study can cause you to have to backtrack and learn things over again. The second generalization is that you will probably do better studying in several short sessions per day rather than a single long session. For example, 4 daily study sessions of 10 minutes each will likely be much more effective than a single 40-minute session. Finally, the Help etc. tab allows you to do several things. This is a link to a help file that contains basically the same information as this video tutorial. And this is a link to view this tutorial again. The FAQ page has more information about how the program works internally, the design of the program, and the learning theories behind it, and some suggested study methods. To view an FAQ entry, just tap on the question to display it. This page also allows you to set some user options. Turning Autospeak off will stop the program from automatically playing sound files when you flip cards. You can of course still listen to the recordings by tapping on the play button at the top of each word card or character card screen. Turning Romaji off tells the program not to display romanized versions of words. Romaji display is set to on by default, but actually we recommend that you turn it off if you're comfortable doing so, as that will help you throw away your Roman alphabet crutches that much faster. You can also use the translations option to turn off the English translations of the words. This option is here because this app is not intended to be a vocabulary builder app, and we don't recommend that you try to memorize the words that it presents while you're also learning the hiragana. When creating this app, our priorities for word selection were to create a progression of words that use only those kana that you have learned so far, and, where possible, to select words that are always or at least frequently written in hiragana, not kanji. We also selected words in a manner that allow us to evenly balance the number of times each character appears, so that you get a guaranteed minimum of practice even with those kana that are used less frequently. While most of the words used in this app are fairly common ones, selecting words that are of the highest benefit to beginning Japanese students was therefore not our highest priority. There's more discussion of this in the FAQ section if you're interested. But anyway, this option is here if you want to be sure that you're concentrating only on learning to read the hiragana without being distracted by the meaning of the words that you're reading. This last option, which is off by default, allows you to use a swipe gesture on the back of word cards to automatically register a correct response and display the next card. If you are paying careful attention to the character mnemonics and proceeding at a reasonable pace, you'll probably find that you get far more words correct than incorrect, so this will save you the trouble of having to tap the correct button for each card. Scrolling down, here we have a button that allows you to upgrade to the paid version of the app. You can use all features of the app for the first 100 word cards. You'll need to upgrade the app in order to use the rest of the cards, about 300 more in all. Once you've upgraded, if you ever need to reinstall the program, you can come here again to re-unlock it. You'll need to go through the purchase process again, but as long as you're using the same App Store ID, you shouldn't be charged again. These buttons allow you to see some more information about us and the app, and the feedback button here will take you to a web page where you can report bugs or give us suggestions for future improvements to the app. We love getting feedback from our users and really hope that you'll share your ideas with us. Finally, this last button will allow you to delete all of your progress data and start over from the beginning. You might want to do this, for example, if you finish learning the hiragana and somebody else will be using your phone to go through the app. You might also want to start after you've learned the hiragana and want to go through the app again to learn the vocabulary words this time. Well, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at support@minioni.com. We're looking forward to hearing from you. 皆さん頑張ってね。